Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're here, it's probably because you're looking for a little push, a new perspective, or maybe just a reminder that you're not alone in some of the struggles you face. Today, we're diving deep into something incredibly common, something that affects almost all of us at some point, and often without us even realizing it. It's about that invisible wall that sometimes stands between us and our biggest dreams. If you find this video helpful, or if it sparks something within you, please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our future discussions, and share it with a friend who might really need to hear this message today. Your support truly helps this channel grow and allows us to reach more people who could benefit from these insights. Now let's get into it. We all have dreams, right? We all want to change, to grow, to become better versions of ourselves. We set goals, make plans, and feel that surge of motivation. But then, for some reason, things just don't quite happen the way we envision. We stumble, we hesitate, and sometimes we just stop entirely. It's easy to look around and blame external factors, to point fingers at circumstances or other people. But what if the biggest obstacle, the most formidable opponent, isn't out there? What if it's much closer than you think? What if it's actually you? The truth, a sometimes uncomfortable but incredibly liberating truth, is that most people don't fail because the world stops them. They fail because they stop themselves. This isn't about being weak or incapable. It's about a fascinating and often sneaky human behavior known as self-sabotage. It's a concept that sounds dramatic, but it hides in plain sight, in ways we don't even notice, weaving itself into the fabric of our daily lives and decision-making. And once you learn to recognize it, you gain immense power to overcome it. Self-sabotage is that insidious voice in your head that whispers, "I'll start tomorrow." It's a master of disguise, often masquerading as something harmless or even positive. It's procrastination, cleverly disguised as patience, telling you that you need more time to prepare, when really you're just delaying action. It's comfort, wearing the costume of peace, convincing you that staying in your current, unfulfilling situation is better than the discomfort of change. And most powerfully, it's fear, dressed up in the convincing logic of caution. It tells you that you're not ready, that you need more information, that you'll act when the moment feels just right, but that elusive right moment somehow never arrives. You find yourself in this cycle. You know exactly what you need to do to move forward, to achieve that goal, to make that change. But then, almost unconsciously, you find a myriad of reasons not to do it. You say you desperately want change, that you crave a different outcome, but your actions contradict your words. You keep repeating the same old patterns, the same behaviors that have always held you back, effectively building your own cage even while dreaming of flight. You overthink every tiny detail, you analyze every potential pitfall until you're paralyzed, and you overdelay until the opportunity, the inspiration, or the momentum is completely gone. That, my friends, is the essence of self-sabotage. It's a protective mechanism, a way of guarding yourself from potential failure by simply never giving yourself a real, honest chance to succeed in the first place. Think about that for a moment. You are essentially protecting yourself from pain by preventing yourself from even trying, which also prevents any possibility of joy or triumph. And here's the crucial part. It is not because you are inherently flawed or weak. It stems from something deeper. Somewhere along your journey, deep inside, you've learned to doubt your own worth, your own capabilities. Perhaps someone's words or actions in the past made you believe you weren't enough, that you weren't capable. Maybe you experienced a significant failure once, and the sting of that defeat was so profound that now you're terrified to put yourself out there again. So, rather than risking that pain, you pull yourself back, you retreat. You diminish your ambitions before anyone else even has a chance to criticize or reject you. You choose safety, the familiar, over the exhilarating yet uncertain path of progress. You play small, hoping that if you don't aim too high, you won't fall too hard, you won't get hurt. But here's the stark, undeniable truth. Staying small doesn't actually protect you. It only keeps you stuck. It traps you in a cycle of unfulfilled potential and quiet frustration. You can't truly heal from past wounds if you keep reliving them through inaction. You can't genuinely grow if you cling to the same old patterns. You can't win the game if you refuse to step onto the field. You can't move forward while clutching onto the same comfortable yet debilitating excuses. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Self-sabotage manifests in various forms. It often shows up as perfectionism, that never-ending quest for everything to be absolutely flawless before you even begin. You wait for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect resources, believing that if it's not perfect, it's not worth starting. But perfection is an illusion, a moving target that will always keep you on the sidelines. It also appears as negative self-talk, the relentless internal monologue telling you that you're not ready, you're not smart enough, you're not capable enough to tackle that challenge or pursue that dream. It is a constant barrage of doubt that erodes your confidence before you've even taken a single step. And perhaps one of the most common forms is distraction. Endlessly scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, engaging in superficial conversations, overthinking every scenario, doing literally anything and everything except the one crucial thing that would genuinely move your life forward. These distractions offer a temporary escape, a fleeting sense of activity, but they ultimately serve to prevent you from engaging with what truly matters, from doing the work that will lead to real progress. So, the burning question is, how do you stop it? How do you break free from these self-imposed chains? The very first and most critical step is to recognize it. Call it by its name. When you catch yourself delaying, avoiding, making an excuse, or falling into a distraction spiral, pause. Don't immediately judge yourself. Don't pile on more guilt or shame. Just notice it. Become an observer of your own thoughts and behaviors. Awareness is the powerful first step towards breaking any deeply ingrained pattern. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Once you've recognized it, the next step is to take action. Specifically, small, imperfect action. This is crucial. Don't wait until you feel ready, because that feeling might never come. Start before you feel ready. Do it scared. Do it tired. Do it even when that nagging voice in your mind screams for comfort, for ease, for delay. Why? Because once you initiate that action, no matter how tiny, the fear begins to lose its power. The act of doing, even imperfectly, is an antidote to the paralysis of overthinking. Each small step you take, each promise you keep to yourself, begins to rewire your mind. It starts to build a new neural pathway, teaching your brain to trust yourself again, to believe in your capacity to act and to achieve. Remember, self-sabotage thrives on comfort and fear. It fattens itself on hesitation and inaction. Its mortal enemies are discipline and consistency. Every single time you keep a promise to yourself, every instance you push through that initial resistance, you don't just complete a task. You actively weaken that old, detrimental pattern of self-sabotage. You rebuild trust in yourself. You cultivate belief in your own capabilities. And this process isn't about grand gestures. It's about the accumulation of small, consistent efforts. And let's be real, change doesn't happen overnight. You will slip up. You will fall back into old habits sometimes. That's not a sign of failure. It's a natural part of the human journey. What truly matters is that you catch yourself faster each time. You don't beat yourself up. You simply acknowledge the slip, learn from it, and gently guide yourself back onto the path. Progress isn't about achieving perfection. It's about cultivating awareness, followed by consistent, imperfect action. You don't need to be perfect to deserve success. You don't need to have every single detail figured out to start. You just need to stop standing in your own way. Stop allowing fear to masquerade as logic, convincing you that staying put is the smartest move. Stop mistaking hesitation for safety, believing that inaction will somehow protect you from life's challenges. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you have allowed yourself to believe. The potential within you is immense, waiting to be unleashed. Your future self, the one who is thriving and fulfilled, is begging you right now to stop hiding, to stop delaying, to stop unconsciously sabotaging the greatness that is already within you. It's time to unmask this internal enemy, this self-sabotage, and see it for what it truly is, a misguided attempt at protection that ultimately hinders your growth and happiness. And when you do, You'll realize that the enemy was never the world outside. It was merely the doubt you carried inside, the fears you allowed to dictate your choices. So take a deep breath, look within, and decide that from this moment forward, you will no longer shrink yourself for anyone, not for external pressures, and certainly not for your own fear. It's time to step into the life that is waiting for you, the life you've always dreamed of. Because you deserve it. Because you've earned the right to pursue it. Because the power to rise above self-sabotage, the power to overcome these internal blocks, has always been inside you. You've had it all along. It's the power within. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of this community. If this resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more content that helps you grow, and remember to share it with someone who could use this message. Let's keep building each other up. See you in the next one.